I can't believe we are already back here. I think this might be like the 3rd or 4th year I've filmed this, but as you can see from the title, we are going to review the past year, make goals for the next year, probably have some honest chats and probably share too much information, but here we are. That's what I do on this channel. So I have a vision board that pins up in my office. I can see it from my desk, and on there I pin photos. I have also, me and my boyfriend both do this, where we write a little note. It says goals for 2024. We used to put this in the Christmas tree box, but this year we decided we want to be able to like look back at it. So this has been pinned on the notice board. I mean, I haven't looked at it, so I don't know what's on here. We'll review that. First things first, I am going to watch back last year's video to see what I was aiming for, and then I'll report back and I'll let you know where we're at. So if you haven't already, get yourself comfortable, get yourself a cup of tea, and let's go. From the title, I'm setting goals, I'm reviewing the past year, and I'm going to make my vision board. Now this one was kind of hard. I can't really measure this one because I don't know when I'm going to get a new car. Down as travel more, not help more. I've watched most of that video. My internet's decided to not play ball, so we're just gonna go ahead and review. Straight up, I completely forgot I did this. I set up all my yearly goals in ClickUp. ClickUp have an app both like on your phone and desktop. Literally forgot that I'd done that. So I've just gone into ClickUp itself. In fact, let me screen record this. So these were the goals that I went with. Last time I updated this was 29th of December 2023, so I think that says a lot about the fact that I forgot about it. This is the issue. So I resist being told what to do a lot. So like if someone tells me to do something, I'll be like, no, I don't want to do it just because you told me to. There's a name for that. I'm not sure what it is, but I do that. And I even do it to my past self. So like I made all of this with great intention, but then have resisted it because I don't want to do it now just because I've told myself to do it. I'm not sure what that is, but some of these I have done, some of them I haven't. So we'll just go through them. Read 15 books. Now, I'm happy to confirm. I actually got a notification yesterday that my Goodreads score is 16 out of 15 read. 106% complete. And actually the book that I'm currently reading, I'm nearly done with, so it could end up being 17. Reading is done, and I think moving forward, I'm not going to set that any higher because every time I read, I fall asleep. I read before bed, so I can't really like set time to read in the middle of the day because I'll probably just send myself to sleep and I can't be napping in the middle of the day. So I think I'm going to leave that the same. Get a new car. I completely forgot this was on here. I did that. I have a new car. I'm very happy about it. Definitely manifested that one. Travel to 6 new places. I'm not quite sure. I've not really put a figure on it. We've not been away as much as I'd like, and that kind of links in with the one further down where it says 14 nights of tent boxing. We definitely didn't do that. I'm going to equate that to a couple of things. Firstly, finances. I didn't have much work at the beginning of this year, like at all. So financing going away kind of was impossible. And also my boyfriend worked shift patterns with no pattern. So it was really hard to find like 2 days in a row where we could go without him having just come off like a 12.5-hour night shift. So that wasn't very achievable looking back. I think I was a bit over optimistic with that one. However, this year we should be able to do a bit better, but we'll get to that. Finances, earn over X amount. I haven't checked this. And to be honest, I'm not really in any rush to check it. Because I had such a quiet beginning of the year, I'm kind of scared to look at the figure of what I got to. I appreciate my past self for setting this goal, but I don't think I've got it, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it, which I feel like is fine. Secret date every month. We didn't do this. And I'm thinking maybe to do it every 6 weeks. I feel like every month's quite a lot, money-wise and like brain space. Sometimes you just get home and you want to just be a sloth on the sofa, but we have mentioned as a couple that we want to go out more, even if it's just to the local pub for dinner, and do more things. So maybe not every month, but we definitely can do that a bit more. Decorate the hallway. This has been done, and if I have footage, I will insert it now. We did it a few months ago. I've already had to patch up the wallpaper. That's another story in itself. But the stairs are now black, which we never thought we were going to do, and we've wallpapered the hallway and painted everywhere. It took so long. It cost a lot more than we thought it would, but it's made the whole entrance to the house feel a lot better. And despite a lot of people telling us to not decorate the hallway because it will just get scuffed, I feel like you can't live your life like that. You just kind of got to do it, you know? And we've got the paint to touch it up. We can touch up the wallpaper, as I've discovered. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Next, career and business. 2 Skillshare classes per month. Have I done that? No, I haven't. And I think it goes back to the telling myself to do something makes me not want to do it. So I still have a Skillshare subscription. I need to make more use of it. So maybe I need to put that back on next year's. I do feel a bit bad about not doing that one. Sell digital products on Etsy. Not gonna lie, I haven't done any of that. I haven't been using Etsy, and I've not really looked into digital products hosted on other websites. I've looked more at hosting on my own website, which is in progress and should be released soon, if not already when you're watching this. But in terms of like hosting digital products on other websites, I dabble in it, and it takes so much time for so far 0 reward. So like right now, that's not a priority. I haven't got the spare income to like waste 2 days trying to upload things to Etsy for it not to work anyway. So I need to kind of find a balance for that. 6 new digital products on my website. Oh, how I was so young and naive. Didn't do that. I really didn't. And in that video, I said 6 per year feels quite manageable, 1 every other month. But no, I didn't do it. A few reasons, I think. Self-doubt, imposter syndrome. I'll make something and I'll have a good idea and then I think no one wants to see it, you're rubbish, and I'll just give up. And that's not good. If anyone has any tips on how to like combat that mindset, please let me know. Secondly, in July, I got a part-time job. So 2 days a week, I don't work for myself, which has limited the amount of time that I have to spend on those things that might not necessarily earn me money. And I know that's kind of a bad mindset because I'm never going to grow if I don't set aside that time. But when I've got like brand deals coming in and AdSense and stuff like that, they're the things that I need to spend my time on. And also I need to save my own sanity rather than overworking myself. But we'll see. Next one, launch a podcast. I did that, and I did it right at the beginning of the year. I think it was like January, February time it was all launching. I love how that turned out. That turned out so good. I'm so happy with the branding. I love the episodes. I feel like we talked about great topics. However, it took so long. I can't even describe how long it took. Like, I think it was like 2.5, 3 weeks out of my regular work schedule just to do the podcast. And again, it all falls back to, that's not earning me any money, it's a passion project. And I'd love a passion project, but I do need to pay the bills. Like, there's a balance. We need to figure the balance out. Will I launch more episodes of the podcast? I feel like if I was going to, I would have done by now, but never say never. We'll leave it at that. Next one, get 50k followers on TikTok. I definitely don't have 50k. I think when I filmed it, I had 20. I now have 21,800, and I've been writing notes on my iPad as I was watching the video. I said, I've got over the TikTok fear now, so it'll be okay. I haven't got over the TikTok fear. I just don't feel cool enough. So we're going to work on that. I think actually I'm going to set a new goal for TikTok this year, so I'll do that next. Then yoga 3 times a week. Didn't happen. I don't even think it started. That was a bit ambitious for a lazy gal like me. My reasoning was, if I put a yoga mat downstairs, then I'll do it because I've not got the excuse to I can't be bothered to go and get my yoga mat. I now own 2 yoga mats. Still didn't do it. So I think 3 times a week was way too high. I think I need to do an activity once a week and go from there, because doing anything is better than doing nothing, even if it's just 10 minutes. So, in fact, that was on a TikTok I watched. It was like, you can beat yourself up about not doing an hour of exercise a day, like people say, but 10 minutes is better than nothing, you know? So I'm going to try and do that. That linked in with join a weekly class, finances, being socially awkward, didn't happen. And I'm not going to beat myself up about that because my brain still has that stance of, I don't want to spend money on something I might not enjoy. And also, that's very scary. So they are the goals that I wrote down. Now, let's take a quick look at my vision board. I'm going to go get that down and we're going to go and have a quick look at that too. I'm so sorry for the lighting in this video. It is in fact only 4:30 in the evening, but it's that time of year, so we're working with what we've got. This is last year's vision board. So these all kind of link back in with what I've just mentioned. Hopefully you can see this. Skillshare, that was a no. Podcasting, TikToks, yes and no. I know this is podcasting. Podcasting, TikToks, sort of. Digital products was a no. Earn more, undecided. Sort my own website out, I did that for sure. That wasn't actually on that list. Read more, yes. New car, yes. Yoga, no. Decorate the hallway, we did. And it doesn't look too dissimilar from that photo actually. Travel more, yes and no. Tent boxing, to be decided. So let's set some new goals. Let's get rid of this. There's something quite cathartic about like ripping this all off and starting again. I recommend that you give this a go. If you have a small space, even if it's on like the inside of your wardrobe door, like where you go in to get your socks every morning, write them down, print them out, stick them up, and then you have something visually to keep looking back at. Clearly the ClickUp thing I forgot about very promptly. That didn't stay in the brain for very long, so make it really obvious. I promise you, it's literally 4:15 and it's dark. I've missed one of the things. Goals for 2024. Should we see what mine were? Move my body more for my mental health. Work towards a consistent and sustainable passive income. Still haven't done that. Spend more purposeful quality time with family and friends. I'd say I've done that. They were all quite different to the ones that I wrote on ClickUp. So yeah, and I think again, I need to make sure this is in front of me. I shouldn't really have just left this like scrunched up on the notice board, like closed. Maybe this year I have it out and readable all the time, because if it's not in front of me, it doesn't exist. That's how my brain works, clearly. And because we now know that I cannot stick to too much of an intense planning situation, I am going to write it in my notes. This year's, or shall I put 2025 goals? Yeah, 2025 goals. Let's put a little emoji on it. And then I can pin that to the top of my notes page. Should we do the sections? So let's go career, relationship, personal. That's kind of the main categories, right? The rest of them kind of merge in with that. So personal, straight up, last year I aimed to read 15 books. I am going to do the same this year. So read 15 books. And I keep track of that in my Goodreads. I read on my Kindle. Every time I finish a book, it knows and it's connected. So if you have a Kindle, definitely get Goodreads. I love it a lot. Group in with that, health and fitness. I am going to just write, move my body once per week. That will count as going for a walk, putting on a dance tutorial-y video on YouTube. I used to dance once a week and I loved it and I miss it, and I see people doing dance shows. I'm like, oh, I really want to do that. So I don't think I'm at the point where I want to go and join a dance class because the commitment kind of scares me. But even if I dance around my living room for 10 minutes, that's what we're going to do. Move my body once per week, and then anything above that is a bonus. And then I'm going to go to a relationship actually. So I'm going to do 5 tent boxing trips. So that can be 5 single nights or 2 nights in one place. That all counts as like one trip. So 5 tent boxing trips. And we have less excuse this year because my boyfriend has got a 9 to 5 Monday, Friday job. What is this world? Honestly, I don't know what to do with myself. He gets home at 5:30 and I'm like, why are you here? What are you doing? And we like have our own time to like decompress, and we don't feel obliged to like have to sit together every single evening, and it's just really nice. So hopefully tent boxing can happen more. In fact, it's not hopeful, it's going to happen. One of them was decoration wise, and I'm thinking, do we decorate Gus's room? Maybe I put that one in a question mark. Decorate Gus's room. Career and business. Right, so I still want to do the passive income thing. I need to release digital products. Last time I said 6. Didn't even do 1, I don't think. Not a big one. Maybe I did some like templates, but maybe 3. So it's once or 4, once every quarter. We'll go 4. Release 4 new digital products. Should I specify? One of them can be the one I'm already working on, content creator guide, and then we'll see. Okay, this is one that I'm kind of scared to say out loud because it commits me to it. I am going to upload every single day on TikTok for the entire of January, and then if I enjoy it, I am going to carry on. That's scary. That's really scary. So upload every day on. I need to put some time aside to plan so I don't get too stressed, but I think that's doable. And then anything that I post on TikTok that's Instagram worthy, I can like repurpose and figure that out. Career in terms of my part-time work. This one's quite tricky because I've only been there 6 months, so I'm not, and I only go in twice a week, so I'm not 100%, I still feel like the new girl. So I think maybe with my part-time job, I just want to work to always put out my best. Like, I do that anyway, and I'm really proud of how their social account is looking, but I want to push it to like the next step. Maybe like teach myself some cool editing skills, get better at organising. So that's kind of not really measurable, but maybe I could set that as like a follower goal or like an engagement goal, or go into events. So maybe like events, followers, that could work. Relationship, decorate Gus's room. Not really a relationship thing, but we'll go with it. Spend meaningful time together. The whole concept of me just literally, I am thinking of these right now. They've been in my brain and I'm writing them down in front of you. This is so different to how I did it last year. Last year, I'd got the ClickUp thing ready. I'd scheduled it. I did classic productive procrastination on that by creating this whole big template, and I spent days on it, and I'm going to track this, I'm going to track that. In reality, did I do it? No, I literally wasted my time. So I figured doing this should probably help. And it also reminded me that I used to put a sticky note on my phone. Let me see if I can find it. So it's just called Sticky Note. It's an app on iPhone, and you can add your top goals to the sticky note and put it on one of your home screens. Clearly the last time I did it was in April, but you can see it up there. And I'm going to update that. So like at the beginning of a month, update that and put something readable in it. So make sure it says on it my different goals. If I've got things booked, write that in there, like have a countdown rather than just like rolling each day as it comes. Have like a bit more of a structure for it. No doubt I'll probably add to this over the next few days as I'm like thinking about it more, but now I'm going to go on Pinterest, gather some photos that are relevant. I'll reuse any that I had last year that can be reused, and we are going to make a very cute vision board. I've printed out the ones that I needed. Accidentally printed them on the wrong side, but we're gonna pretend I didn't. And I've got the washi tape out. I only get this washi tape out once a year, but I feel like using the different colours makes it look really cute and aesthetic. So as I was looking on Pinterest, I actually had a few more ideas that I thought I'd add to the list. So, and this is the perk of having it on my phone, on the notes, because I can just change it when I want for the next couple of days, and then once I'm set, I'm set. So I actually added set aside time for crafting, because if you followed me over the year, you'll know that I have gotten into sewing. I never thought I'd say that. I tried it a couple of years ago and didn't like it. I didn't have the patience for it. I think what the issue was the pattern that I was doing was quite difficult. Since then, I've managed to master the art of like beginner's sewing, and I actually really do enjoy it. So I have added to the list to set aside time to do that. Like, I'm pretty good at setting aside time to do crochet and stuff because I do it whilst I'm downstairs watching TV. But in terms of sewing, I always feel, especially because my sewing machine's in my office, I feel like I should be working. But that's not the case. I can wind down and do that. And of course, with the nature of my job, if I want to film it, I can film it. Although that's a complete other story, because there's points where like you don't have to monetize every hobby, you know? That can be a bit much. I'm actually going to reuse this one too. I was going to cut a new one out, but it's not come out very well. I'm going to try and like place them first, and then we'll rejig if we need to. So yeah, that's one of them that I added. I have also added, this is kind of like, they are all kind of similar. I've added lunch with friends, games night, just like hanging out with friends and like making more of a conscious effort to just do nice things. Even if it's just inviting people round to have lazy tea. It's really nice when you do that. And I'm like naturally quite an antisocial person, so I'm the kind of person that I'll plan things and be like, oh, why did I plan that? I don't want to. But then when it happens, I actually do really enjoy it. So I need to remember that and like let myself have those good times and not just be a little hermit all the time. But I mean, saying that, it is about balance. Like, I'm not going to pressure myself to do anything I don't want to do. Not that I ever have. But I just thought that would be a nice one to include. So to do that, I've just added a... where have I even put that? There's like a games night one somewhere. I've also found this one for my... that's not going to be clear. I'll insert it. For my part-time job one. It's just a girl like pitching a presentation. I figured that'd be quite a nice one to visualize that side of things, because I don't really know what my role will develop into in the next year, but I do want to like expand. I want to get more confident with the team. It'd be fun if I could go into venues and shoot content. Like I've done a couple of those this year. I go on site with their clients and shoot content. That'd be really fun. So that picture is kind of representing all of the above for that, because it's kind of a bit of a blurry line, but I think we can make that one work. This one I really like. It took me ages to find one. It's printed out so blurry. I think I need a new printer, but it's just a girl dancing in her bedroom, and I thought that'd be a fun one for the move your body one, because it's not specifically telling me to work out, it's just like move your body in a fun way and enjoy it, you know? So I'm gonna continue cutting these out. We'll stick them down, and then once they're done I'll show you how it's looking. And here we have the final vision board. I actually am really happy with how this has turned out. To say that I've reused some of them, a bit of the tape is peeling off, but we can fix that at a later date. So I thought I'd just quickly talk you through what I've got on here. I've got a travel one from last time, and I've also kept this one from updating my own website. So this goes in with like adding the digital products and just keeping that flowing, like passive income kind of vibes. We've got crafting, making time for crafting, part-time job vibes, making family time, friend time, dinner dates, all that, going on cute like intentional picnic dates, or I don't know, I just want to go do cute intentional things as a couple. Same with cooking together. I've put Prague on here just because that's the first city that came to mind. I don't know how I forgot this, but it's literally my 30th birthday year. So I'm hoping to do like a cool city break or something. Don't know if Prague's the one, but if you do have city break recommendations, let me know. But I've put it on here just to manifest the city break vibes. I've got the money one to keep earning money. I'm not on about like loads of money, just enough to pay the bills and have a nice social life and go on holiday every so often. We've got the TikTok one, we've got the dancing in the bedroom one, read more, and then of course tent boxing. And then in the middle I actually have put this little quote that says, "I am creating the life of my dreams." And I thought that was quite fitting, so I'm going to stick this back up on the wall above me, and I think that has turned out a pretty good success. So I'm going to end the video here with my board. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end. If you got to the end of this video, comment down below the tent emoji. I'll put it here so you know what you're looking for, and then I know you got to the very end. Thank you so much for watching whilst I plan the next year. I hope you've got some good plans for your next year too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time for another one. Bye!